Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night Get Healthy program. It is February 18th, Family Day, and thank you for being on the call, Joanne and Joel, tonight. We're going to cover lots of great information. And now the days are getting longer and the weather's getting a little bit better, more tolerable here up in Manitoba. So we're going to talk a little bit more about healthy diet, exercise, nutritional supplementation today. I want to share with you a new shake idea, so your healthy shake of the week. Joanna, I'm not sure if you've ever made this one. 3 scoops of vanilla Nutrimilk, 12 ounces of water, a small banana, half a cup of ice, teaspoon of cinnamon, and a Rev 3 pack. Have you ever tried using the Rev 3 packs in the Nutrimilk?
No, I don't even have any Rev 3 packs here. I have Rev in a can, but not in the packs.
Well, on your next auto order, you may want to add some Rev 3 packs. This is an absolute delicious shake, and it's great to have in the morning because the Rev 3 Surge Pack, just to review it really quickly, it's almost like an iced tea. So there's no artificial sweeteners or preservatives or colors. It has a natural source of caffeine from 3 different teas. The amount of caffeine is about the average cup of a coffee. It also has ginseng, rhodiola to improve your body's response to stress and fatigue, aids in fat burning, because the rhodiola is an adaptogen. It actually calms the nervous system and encourages fat to be used as energy. It's low glycemic, low calorie, and it tastes great. So when you make this combination with the vanilla, the banana, the cinnamon, and cinnamon also lowers the glycemic index of any food. So if you add cinnamon, like this, to the shake, it actually lowers the GI, glycemic index of the food. And you add the Surge Pack. So this is a terrific way to start the morning with your vanilla Nutrimilk, your Rev You Up shake, as I'm calling it.
Sounds delicious.
It is. It's great. And it gets you going for the day. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about snacks. I find a lot of times at this point when people are into about week 3 or 4, it's a little more challenging to have, what can we have as a snack? What can we have as a healthy snack? And I can't wait till the new bars come out, and they're going to be available 1 week from today. We're going to get our new microbiome bar, and I can hardly wait to add that to my auto order. But let's just review a couple healthy snacks. Here, the important thing is when you have a meal or a snack, you always have carbs, proteins, and fats. So if you look at the second suggestion, 6 celery sticks. Now, if you eat 6 celery sticks on their own, it won't keep you going for 2 hours. But if you add 2 tablespoons of low-fat cream cheese, the fat and the protein in the cream cheese, along with the celery, is a great combination that's going to keep you going for a lot longer. Then we have apple with 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter, and I always recommend the natural. That's where the oil separates. It's not hydrogenated, and which is good. You want to stay away from hydrogenated margarines or peanut butter because it does lead towards heart disease. So go for the natural. And what I do with natural peanut butter, just a little tip, when I buy it, I take a knife and I mix it up. Then I put the lid back on, and then I turn it upside down and I put it in the fridge. And basically the oil won't separate. It's going to sort of chill and mix. And so when you just take it out, it's easy to use. That you won't have to mix it. And I like turning it upside down, so in case the oil does separate a bit, it will go to the bottom instead of the top, so that when you take it out and open up the lid, the oil's not at the top. That's a little tip. You have another example of a snack is a pear with some soft goat cheese, fresh fruit salad with some sunflower seeds. Again, the fruit salad is great, 1 cup, but where do you get your proteins and fats? From the sunflower seeds. And doesn't have to take a lot, 1 tablespoon, and that would be sufficient. 4 dried apricot halves with 4 walnuts or 6 almonds. Now, if you use walnuts, you should have less walnuts than almonds because almonds are smaller, walnuts are bigger, to half the walnuts. Vegetable juice with raw almonds, apple with low-fat cheese string, a cup of grapes with 6 raw almonds. I wouldn't have more than a cup of grapes. Grapes are they're still quite sweet, so make sure you don't exceed a cup. Yeah. And the very top point, order a healthy appetizer for your main course. I went out for Valentine's with my husband, and I ordered a fairly healthy appetizer. Now, there's lots of non-healthy appetizers. So what I had is I had a light salad along with one of the appetizers for my main course. And I found that was sufficient. The appetizer I had was oysters. So it wasn't really heavy. There was 4 of them. It wasn't excessive, but there was still protein. They had a little cream cheese with some spinach on it. So it was a nice combination along with the side salad that it was a healthier, maybe lower calorie option than just ordering a main entree. So again, another tip. Here's some more snack ideas. Joanne, what's your favorite snack that you like having?
Well, I like a piece of fruit with some almonds, whether it be an apple or an orange or grapes. I like any kind of fruit, basically. And I'll usually eat that with almonds or walnuts. A small portion of a salad with seeds on it. I'll go for that too. Raw vegetables, I like them too. Celery or cucumber or broccoli or cauliflower, anything like that. And then I usually just eat it with some almonds too or walnuts.
Okay, that sounds all great. Even a boiled egg, that works really well. It's easy to transport, it's easy to eat. Some of these are kind of interesting ideas. Pickled asparagus rolled in a slice of ham. Anything pickled has a lower glycemic index as well. So I'm not sure if you've ever had any pickled anything with a slice of ham, but it's a kind of a creative idea.
That is different, yeah.
Yeah. The bottom one, low-fat cheese string with rolled up in 1 slice of deli meat. Most deli meats are very high in salt, but here's some little healthier options: chicken, turkey, ham, beef, oven roasted meats, really only. Not bologna, salami. Those are pretty high in salt and nitrates. So, any other questions? Anything on snacks?
No, it's pretty good choice. Pretty good choices there.
Okay. Quick prep food method. So this is actually taken from the Low Glycemic Meals in Minutes cookbook. And I like the idea about the quick prep food method. Basically what they're saying, instead of making food from scratch every single day, prepare your food on Sunday and Wednesdays. So what they're suggesting is take 2 to 4 protein sources and store it in an airtight container. So they really believe a lot in blanching, chicken breasts. You can take some frozen chicken breasts, blanch 2 to 4 of them, cut them up in chunks, leave it in an airtight container, and it'll store for days, several days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it'll be fine. Or you could take, they do a lot of recipes with ground hamburger, so they recommend frying the hamburger, rinsing the fat off the hamburger, and storing that, and cutting up your vegetables, but don't mix your vegetables. Like cut up your tomatoes and have that in a separate container, and your cucumbers and your celery all in separate containers, because once you mix it and put salad dressing, then they'll soften. So just put it in separate containers. You can prepare dried legumes. Let's say your beans, you could soak your beans, boil your beans if you have black beans in your recipes, or chickpeas, or anything like that. So you can prepare salad dressings. It's best to make salad dressings from scratch versus pre-made. Pre-made has sometimes a lot of salt and a lot of sugar in them. And so if you look at if it's a fantastic cookbook, if you study the cookbook and you have the pieces already quick prepped. So when you come home from work, it's within 20 minutes, you could throw a meal together for a family because everything's been pre-cut, pre-boiled, and you just throw it together, warm it up, add the sauce, and it's good to go. I kind of do my own version of the quick prep food method. What I do is, if it doesn't have to be a Sunday or Wednesday, but whenever I get the mood of cooking, I'll make a big pot of chili, and what I do is I can it. So I actually take sealers, and I put boiling hot chili in the sealer. Oh, jar. Sorry, the jar. I'll take boiling hot chili and put it in jars, and I'll put a lid on it, and it actually will seal airtight. Now, then I put it in the fridge as well. You could put it in like a Tupperware container and freeze it, but I like making a big pot of either chili or soup or stew and putting it in individual serving sizes. And when my daughters come home, they always go take several jars of soup and chili and various other things with them as a treat of mom, taking home some of mom's cooking. So I always did that when the kids were young. I always made big pots of something and basically canned it. Yeah. So again, because you want to have a healthy meal, quick, easy, and fast. So Joanne, do you ever make a big pot of anything and freeze it or put it in individual?
Yeah, I do that too, like soup or chili or something like that, and then I'll eat from it for a couple of days or 3 days. If I'm sick of it by then I'll put the rest in portion-sized containers and freeze the rest. So I do that too, and my meal prep is basically the same a couple of days a week. Not on Sunday or Wednesday. It could be Sunday, could be Wednesday. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's a couple times a week I do the same thing, chop all my vegetables, store them all, make a big bowl of salad without dressing and store it. And yeah, so I do that too. Yeah.
Good. So we want to have eating healthy, easy, and simple. We want to have it as simple as if you came home and made a box of Kraft dinner, which was my husband's go-to when I used to work, and he had to make something for the kids. So I always wanted to make it as easy and as simple as making a box of Kraft dinner for him. Another thing I do is I'll make a big roasted chicken, and we'll have a meal from that. And then some of the really nice meat I'll actually put aside for dicing up to put on a salad, and the carcass with little bits of meat I'll actually boil and make fresh chicken broth, and then I'll put all my vegetables in there. And I leave out any like pasta or noodles because they're high glycemic. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of quinoa or wild rice. It's quite nice with chicken. So I really utilize the whole bird.
Yeah.
And boiling chicken bones and making broth from scratch, even if you boil it just a few hours, it helps with the collagen, basically. So what I do is I roast the chicken, I take the drippings from the roasted chicken, and I start that, and I use that as part of the soup. Then I boil the bones for several hours, and it really does make a very collagen-rich broth. Yeah, so just some tips I use for preparing food quickly. Okay, moving on, exercise. Now, this is kind of funny. In Dr. Ray Strand's book, he has often, he hears his patients claim that when the thought of exercise enters their mind, they will go and lay down until the thought goes away.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that.
But you know what? On the topic of sleep, there have been studies showing that people who get, 7 to 8 hours or even 9 hours of sleep have an easier time to lose fat than people who don't. And so I think part of it is your body's having time to regenerate and detox when you're sleeping longer. Another part is generally if you sleep longer, your fasting time is longer. And I really encourage you not to eat after 7 at night and not to eat then to the next day about 7. So if you can go 12 hours with fasting, that's really going to help your body burn the fat for energy as you sleep. and help you detoxify the body. So your body's not going to be focusing on digesting food, it's going to be focused on detoxifying and repairing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm okay with my sleep part. It's the exercise part. I've always been like that ever since I basically got out of high school. Like I really loved lots of sports and gym when I went to school, but then since I got out of school, it's just like, oh, it's torture.
Oh, well, I guess the key is to find something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Do it,
yeah.
it feels
I know.
torturous just to get you to get started. There's so many benefits, Joanne, from exercise. First of all, it's going to help you lose weight.
Oh, I know there's benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lower your blood pressure. I'm at very high risk for osteoporosis, so for me it's to help me build stronger bones and to lower the risk of osteoporosis that I currently have. It lowers total cholesterol. It decreases your LDL, which is your bad, elevates your HDL, which is your good. Decreases level of triglycerides, which is the other fat in your blood. So really, exercise has so many benefits, but it also increases strength and coordination, which leads to decreased falls and injuries. And I can see as my mother is aging and she's more housebound now, she's taking shorter and shorter steps. Because before she was quite a fast walker, and I'm thinking, and she said, well, she just doesn't get out of the house now because of the winters that just seem so long and she's scared to walk on ice. So in the house, she's just not getting enough exercise and her steps are getting shorter. So it's really important to continue for a lifetime of modest exercise so that when you are in your golden years that you have the flexibility and the coordination so you can get out of the house during our long winters. It also boosts the immune system and overall increases the sense of well-being. And the number one thing for this program, it improves sensitivity to insulin. Now, Joanne, the best way to help you become more sensitive to insulin is to exercise and use the energy from those cells. Use up the energy in the cells so that they become more open to taking in more insulin with sugar.
Yeah.
And so we really should build up to 30 minutes of modest aerobic activity 5 days a week. It could be walking, bike riding, swimming, hiking, dancing, tennis. Find something, Joanne, that you enjoy doing that gets your heart rate up. What type of sport did you like to do when you were younger?
Oh, I like them all. Skating, volleyball, basketball, lacrosse, anything we did in school. Well, except the long distance running. I hated that when they used to make us run halfway through town. Oh, I used to dread that. Not very good at running like a long distance. I can walk all right, but not. But anyway, any other kind of sport, swimming, all of them I like.
So what, out of all those sports, what could you do now, 30 minutes, 5 times a week?
Well, probably the walking is the best one for me. I've been thinking about Zumba, but I don't even know if we have a class here or not. I have to look into that. That kind of interests me. Something I've never done before.
And where do you live, Joanne?
Zumba.
No, but where do you live in Winnipeg?
No, Portage.
Oh, you live in Portage La Prairie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They probably do. Most community centers have some sort of aerobic activity. It's not Zumba. There's some other. Our town now, we have this drum workout where there's these big drums, and you have you have your drumsticks, and you do the different rhythms and exercises. Like, it's kind of fun. So there's a lot of places doing a lot of fun things. So just, Joanne, really find something that would be fun to do. And if you sign up for a class, I just find that if you sign up and pay for it, you'll probably be more committed to going, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Once it's in your schedule book that, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock is Zumba dance, you're going to go then, right? So it really ups. And I find for me, I've joined the yoga gym in Selkirk, 30-minute drive for me. And I get up, when I book the class, I'll go on the night before, I'll book the class. Usually it's like a 7 o'clock a.m. class or even 6:30. And the interesting thing is once I book it and I commit, when my alarm goes off the next day at 5:30 and I could be dead tired, I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to go. But I think, well, I said I'm coming. The instructor is going to have everything set up for me. I have to go. And I get out of bed. You know, I just get out of bed and I do it. And I may be tired driving there, but once I get there and I finish the class, I feel amazing. So it's finding something, committing to it, either by, you know, joining something or paying for something, but it will help. So is there a community center or a town office or someplace that you can go and find out what's being offered?
Yeah, there is. Yeah. We have recreational center right here in Portage. Plus there's one at Southport, which is the flying training center. There's a brand new recreation center there too, or it's only about 6 kilometers away. So I'm sure there's something at either one.
Okay. So can I get your commitment that you'll look into it this week and find something for you to start participating in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Good. And I'll hold you to it, you know.
Yeah, I know you will. Yeah. I want to do that Zumba thing. I went to a social a couple of weeks ago and everybody was dancing there. So I was dancing with my grandkids. So I was kind of thinking of Zumba. Hey, that might be fun. So maybe just drag my grandchildren along and just dance somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Zumba is fun. It is fun. There's good music. Everybody's having a good time. You know, when you first take some classes, sometimes, you know, the steps are a little difficult or challenging. But if you mess up, it doesn't matter. The key thing is that you're there and you're moving, because that will help you become more sensitive to your insulin. And the only thing the body cannot handle is inactivity. We have to get off our butts. In fact, after this call, I'm going to take the dog for his 30-minute evening walk. I'll bundle up and I'll just do it. And I really find, personally, my Fitbit that I wear, I set the goal for 40 activity minutes a day. And it's like, what am I at now? I'm at 23. So I'm going to, you know, I made the commitment to myself 40 minutes a day. So when I look at that, I'm thinking, you know, I could watch TV, I could go to bed early, I can read a book, but, you know, damn it, I haven't made my 40 activity minutes. So it encourages me to do it, because otherwise I could come up with lots of excuses too, especially when it's 30 below outside. But, you know, Joanna's making the commitment to yourself, to love yourself and do what you need to honor your body and give it what it needs to become healthier. So really, the key thing is aerobic activity to start with. Minimum 3,000 steps, ideally 10,000 steps. 10,000 steps is probably more than 30 minutes. I find, you know, because I count throughout the day, but generally if I do a 45-minute walk, I'll be getting closer to 10,000 steps.
Okay.
But start with a 30-minute activity. But if you go to Zumba, it'll probably be a 45-minute class, so that'll be fantastic. And here's me walking my dog, Gus. He's my exercise partner. The other thing I recommend, yoga is fantastic. I mean, I just love it, because I was finding that I was getting a little stiffer. I had some sciatic nerve problems in my back for several years, and that wasn't really resolved about 4 years ago. But that hip on one side, the hamstring shortened, and it was just so tight. And I'm finding that going at least twice a week to yoga is really stretching my feet, stretching the back of my legs, my hips, everything. Like, it's really making quite a difference. And now my body's repairing that leg. That leg is getting closer to more normal flexibility. So the body can repair, but we have to nurture it and love it and give it what it needs and the assistance it needs. Yoga is fantastic for flexibility and stability. And as we age, it's important to keep those things. Like, I look at my mom and thinking, I don't want to be that way in 25 years, where she's taking short little steps. I want to still be able to take my dog for an outdoor walk in the winter and not be afraid. Okay, so we're also going to introduce a 6-minute lower body workout. Now, everybody, what's our favorite excuse about not exercising? Oh, I don't have the time. Well, anyone and everyone can find 6 minutes in a day. Now, this lower body 6-minute workout is actually in the Get Healthy journal. It's Appendix D. So if you go to Appendix D, it looks like this. And Appendix D has a lower body workout and an upper body workout. I recommend doing the upper body workout and then the next day the lower body. If you're just starting, just go through the 6 exercises once. If you're intermediate, do it twice. So let's just review it. Hop over tape. So what that means is you stand and you put a line or a tape and then you hop over it. And you do that for a minute. Or you could step over it. So it depends on if you can actually hop. That's great. But if you find that too strenuous, then just take a step over it for a minute. A sit-down squat on the chair. So I'm not sure if you can see what I'm going to do here. What it is if you have a chair, what you want to do is you want to sit down, but not really sit on it. You just want to lower yourself to the chair. Now, the key thing when you do this exercise is to put your butt out, stick it out, and then really come down low. And keep your body, make sure your body doesn't go over past your knees. So you want to really keep, like, here's your knee. You want to sit like this with your butt instead of like this. So that's the key thing with a sit-down squat. So the chair is just there so that you don't go too low, but low enough. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. The next exercise is chair tap. So again, the chair is here, if you can see. And what you want to do is you just want to lift your leg up and tap the chair. And you want to do that for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
The fourth one is plank. Do you know how to do a plank, Joanne?
Yeah, I think it's the same as what we used to call them. Like on the floor and put your arms straight and then on your stomach, but don't touch the floor, just hold your weight and then like your toes are pointed to the floor, stretched out.
It's kind of like a boy's push-up, like a man's push-up, or what we used to call boy push-ups. So you're basically that push-up position. So you're on your arms and you're on your toes, and if you could do it, you're completely straight. And you don't want to have a straight back, and you don't want to be up. Now, some people when they're first starting, a full plank is too challenging. So you could put your knees down as a starting point. And if you have bad shoulders, instead of having your arms out, you could go on your elbows. What you do is you combine and hold, get a grip of your hands, and then just go down on your elbows if you have problems with your wrists. You can also Google plank to see a demonstration. So either start on your knees or your toes. You could be on your palms of your hands or your elbows, and hold it for 30 seconds and work your way up to being longer. So that one you can easily Google and see people doing planks. But a plank, you want to really tighten your stomach and butt and that whole core area. You just want to really, really clench it. And that's the correct way to do planks, because when you really clench your whole core area, you're not going to sway or hurt your back. You're not going to get a bow in it. Do that for 30 seconds to a minute. Elbow to knee touch, opposite elbow to knee. So again, I'll just demonstrate. If you can see this. So what you want to do is you want to take your left knee to your right elbow. And when you do that, you want to really kind of clench and flex the abs. So it's 1, 2, and you want to do that at least 20 times. And again, it's going to work your hip flexors and your abdominal muscles. And the last one's jumping jacks, and you probably remember that from school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you find that too strenuous, you could do a modified. So basically, you could do like a low impact. Again, I'll just show you. So instead of this, you could just swing your arms out and put your legs out one at a time and just kind of dip down. So that would be what is called a low impact jumping jack. Again, it's whatever you are capable of doing and feeling comfortable doing. So it should be strenuous, but not painful. So you could easily do this in 6 minutes. You could be watching a TV show and the commercials come on and you do your 6-minute lower body workout. Any questions on any of these 6?
No, they're all good ones and pretty straightforward.
So can you commit to doing your 6-minute workout every day?
Oh, yeah.
Second day?
Every day to every second day?
Yeah, which one would you rather do? Would you want to do, because what I'm going to do is next week we're going to talk about the upper body, so then we'll alternate. So if you want to do this every second day to start with, like today, Wednesday, Friday, so even if you did a Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah. And then if we're going to the upper body next, then yeah, one day lower body, one day upper body.
Yeah. Just to get you started. So, you get your aerobic activity in, you get a little bit of, this is sort of strength training we're starting to incorporate. And I picked exercises that would be good for people who are maybe, 55 plus, who are a little more sedentary. They're fairly safe exercises to do with, that it would be difficult to become injured doing these. Like there's some exercises that are a little more strenuous. It could be problematic, but I picked safe exercises that are still effective. Okay, we're just going to shift gears into nutritional supplement. And you and Jewel, I know you both love USANA. You're taking USANA. That's fantastic. I did a presentation today with my neighbor who has diabetes and he had a heart attack this year. He and his wife are very open to listing and very open to starting USANA. They're just going to go to talk to their various doctors. But they said if the doctor gives them a green light, and I showed them the CPS and what's in there and explained all that, they're going to get started. And as I explained to them today, he's taking a zinc and a selenium and some Bs and some Ds. And I said, there's so many other nutrients, and how do you know what you're combining? So what I love about USANA and those essentials is over 50 key nutrients at optimal levels, not minimal, and combined in the correct ratios so that they work synergistically together. And, having any deficiencies in any of these micronutrients can cause degenerative disease. So from a weight loss perspective, I just want to review these essentials have 6 key ingredients that will help improve your insulin sensitivity. Now, if you are more sensitive to your insulin, you'll be producing less insulin and releasing fat. So these are the 6: chromium, vanadium, magnesium, selenium, vitamin E, and vitamin C. So if you're listening to the replay line, you're wondering, do I really need that health pack, or do I need those essentials? Absolutely, because this is a get healthy program. This isn't just get skinny, it's get healthy. And if you want to be healthy, you need your cellular nutrition, and USANA is absolutely the best. The Cell Essentials is undeniably the best of the best. And it's less than a cup of coffee at Tim Hortons now. So the price is very, we're all worth $2 to $3 a day. Like, I don't know of one person who's not worth a couple dollars a day. And we all think not even twice about buying a Tim Hortons coffee. I see people lined up and they go for their coffee and their donut or their healthy muffin in the morning or their sandwich or whatever they're getting. I mean, they're not even conscious of the amount of money that they're spending on fast food. So take some of the money, stop drinking coffee, and put it into the essentials, and you'll feel so much better. Now, Joanne, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this. Jewel, you might have. Years ago, when I did trainings, people used to bring their old products like Centrum, or I'm not sure what this other one is, and we used to take distilled water. We used to put like an antioxidant in there, like the Centrum one a day, the USANA antioxidant, or whatever this other company is. Could be a GNC, it could be Costco, and we would dissolve those tablets, and then we would take a slice of fresh apple and submerge it into this antioxidant cocktail and leave it a week. Well, after a week, you can see what the Centrum looks like. It's green and mushy and pretty disgusting. The USANA one is basically still crisp. You can eat it, and it's really just the color of the beta carotene. This other one, I can't quite read the label what this one was, but again, green and ugly and mushy. So if you ever want to really see, does your one-a-day product, does it provide any antioxidant protection, try the apple and the water test. Because if there are antioxidants in that one-a-day that you're taking, it should protect the apple from oxidation and deterioration. Have you ever done this test, Joanne?
No, never. First time I've seen that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we used to do this because, John, Suzanne, and I have been in USANA 23 years. We used to do this a lot at the beginning to teach people the benefits, and it really was powerful.
That's a good tip. Maybe we need to start doing that again.
I think we need to start doing some of the stuff that we used to, absolutely, because it was effective. Yeah. All right. So to wrap up, what's the homework this week? Avoiding all high glycemic foods. And I tell you, I was thinking, what are my challenges? It's weekends. Monday to Friday, I'm pretty good, but on weekends, oh boy, people come over and you have a few drinks and you have snacks. So I'm really going to focus next weekend, sticking with the program, So I'm not sure if there's anyone else online or listening to the replay line who has the challenge of weekends. I'm going to think ahead, and I'm going to have healthier snacks on board, or if I go somewhere, I'm going to take some healthier snacks with me. So to really avoid those high glycemic foods on weekends. That's my nemesis. 1 coffee a day, no diet drinks, 2 Nutri-Meals a day. In fact, I just got my new supply of Nutri-Meals. Eat 2 low glycemic snacks and 1 low glycemic meal. Take your essentials, your Biomega every day. Minimum, Joanne, 5,000 steps. Do you have a pedometer?
Yeah, I do, but I can't get it to work. I've got about 3 here in the house, and none of them work.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, so I gotta said that before too, but I haven't. I've been working for 10 days straight in a row. I haven't had time to go anywhere to get a Fitbit. Well, I guess I can just order it online, but
you could.
I haven't even. Yeah.
I bought a Fitbit for my husband for $149 at Costco.
Oh, at Costco, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so that was the best
price. The best price?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I got somebody in the family in Winnipeg that has a membership, so, and I'm going to Winnipeg Thursday. I'm going for the meeting for sure. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah.
See if you can pick up a Fitbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we could be Fitbit partners and challenge each other. Do your 6-minute workout. I put every workout every day, but let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can commit to that, Joanne. And continue to journal. I'm not sure if you're journaling or not, but that certainly has helped me in the past when I've actually physically committed to writing it down, what I was eating, what I was doing.
Yeah, I'm lacking on that part too. What I've been, not that I haven't eaten anything too bad this week, but I know my biggest hurdle this week was the exercise part. So, but yeah, I have no excuses. Like I said, I worked 10 days in a row, but there's still no excuse. So.
Yeah. Well, think of it, just 6 minutes, a 6-minute workout. You could fit the 6 minutes in somewhere. You could even do it twice a day, like just 6 minutes. And I think, like you said, you're going to find something fun to do as well.
Yeah.
So focus on the exercise this week. For sure. And I'm sure with your job, you probably do quite a bit of walking as well.
No, not so much anymore.
Okay.
That's the downside.
Mm.
I'm caregiving now, so there's not near as much walking. I was like walking like I wish I had a Fitbit when I was on my feet for 10 and a half hours every day. I wish I had a Fitbit then just to see my steps. So that kind of I counted that as exercise, but really it wasn't aerobic exercise, but just I would count that as part of my exercise, being on my feet for 10 and a half hours a day. And
absolutely.
Moving, like not just standing in one place and walking around the pharmacy, but anyway, I'm not doing that anymore. So caregiving is, no, not very much movement. I can do my 6-minute workout there while caregiving.
Okay. Well, that's good. So focus on exercise this week, and I know you could do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
It'll help.
I'm going to do it.
Good. Success story, one of the guys on my team he works days and he has his evening business, so he listens to the replay line. So Len, if you're listening to the replay line, that's great. Len has lost another 5 pounds. So he lost 10. He's been losing 5 pounds a week, basically.
Good for him. Awesome.
3 weeks. His first 2 weeks, he did the reset. He just sort of kind of did 2 shakes a day. Last week, he committed to starting to exercise, and he posted that he did. And so he's been exercising. He's been carving out some time between his full-time job and his part-time business to exercise, and he's lost another 5 pounds. Kim,
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Kim up in Norway House, post or not, but sent me a text message. She's lost 10 pounds in the last 3 weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah. So people are having success, and I'm really, really thrilled. So even though I know a lot can't make it on the call, they are listening to the replay line and they're following the information. So
good job, guys. I'm behind. I got to step it up a notch.
I know. Come on, Joanne. You got to get cracking this week.
Take one for the team.
So with that, I'm going to, how do I get up here? Hello. Oops. No, that isn't quite.